Oh, yeah, I just restarted. Yeah. Hello, Heaven, how you doing? So we're talking about this thing, someone was talking about this thing called the law of compensation, that you put something out there, then you get compensated or something. Hello, Noah, Khan, Pathan. That you're compensated for your time. You put investment into something. Hello, Luo Chantal, how you doing? Hope you're well today. But there's a lot of people that are just like selling themselves short, they're working these shitty jobs and, they're being compensated shit. Now you might say, oh, people are entitled and blah, 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 but, I mean, like, it's like, the young people are so entitled, they haven't done a whole day's work in their life and blah, 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 they're just, you know what I mean? But I feel like, with all the technology increasing, and which has actually increased productivity, but yet the workers are not really getting the benefit of that. Like, if you're having workers being more efficient, as in, like, because, now you might say it's because they're not needed as much, and they can just automate a lot of processes, therefore they're not seen as valuable. But I would argue that they should be paid more because they are kind of, because of how much they're generating, the company value and all that. And I mean, you look at how much they generate the company profit and how much they're getting out of it. It's just, to me, it's a bit of a joke, really. That's what I mean. It's like people are expected to just work themselves to death. They're expected to work for a company that just keeps making more and more profits, but you don't get any benefit of that. You don't get any benefit of having increased profits. Like, they're just going to automate things more and cut costs, but they're not going to give you any benefit of the decreased costs of things and give you more of a paycheck for that. If anything, they'd give you less because they can just. But usually it just kind of stays pretty stable. I mean, they don't. It's just, but relative to productivity, in terms of efficiency, it's improved a lot more. Why are they not paying the workers more? They should be getting proportionally more money. We shouldn't have corporations making more and more money without the workers getting paid more as well. They want to be able to make more profits, but then not pay the workers more profits. You know what I mean? Wages, I think, should be correlating with the profits of the company. The more profits the company makes, the more that the workers should make, right? That's how I see it anyway. It's just, they shouldn't be just undercutting their workers like that. Treating them like they're just some kind of slaves. Now, I might sound a bit cringy, I was calling them work slaves and all that, but it's not anything like actual slavery. I mean, they were. Hello, Rudra, how you doing? If anyone's new here, hit that subscribe button. That would be really appreciated. Hit that like button. Oh yes, Jeremy, the gap between income for companies and wages is huge. Exactly. It's let's say if, because they've made they've implemented something and that's caused the company to make, 50% more profit one year, well, shouldn't the workers get 50% more profit? Because they've had a bumper year, if you will. They should be given they should be
you know, it should be correlated, is what I'm saying. Well, yeah, hangovers. Yeah, I don't drink, so slavery never ended. It just got upgraded. Pretty much, it got, you know, to the rest of society basically, because then we had the whole kind of like, was it the Rockefellers or whatever it was? The education system was put in place to just turn everybody into a wage slave. That's what it was all originally designed for, was to just create, you know, just obedient wage slaves. You know, you're conditioned as a child to not ask questions. That asking questions is rude, and, you know, like, you would be like, if you sort of question anything, then you're seen as like a, you know, like you're just being naughty or whatever. I don't know what's that about, Deji. I mean, there's a lot of like, you know, there's all these parties that have started up. I mean, I've been seeing some stuff about different parties, but I really don't have any faith in any of these parties. If the way I see it is that if any of these political parties are any good, they would get probably either compromised if they did get in, or they would just never get in at all. Like, this system is deep. So if, say, some like supposed like rebel party gets in, then they're never going to be yeah. Oh yeah, I'm alright, thank you. How are you doing? So what's going on? How are they going to restore Britain then? You know? How are they going to restore Britain back to its former glory? I mean, so the thing is, right, I've heard this thing about, until we get out of the ECHR, that nothing can be done about. So someone was saying about that it's actually NATO. I don't think it's NATO. I think it's the ECHR. That if they can't do anything about this fucking shit until we leave the ECHR or something. Something European, something human rights. I don't know. It was some kind of thing that, like, basically I think that's why we keep getting all this unvetted migration coming in. Now, I'm not completely against migration. I think that some of it is good. Some of it can be productive, and actually, as long as they come in and they integrate, I mean, I have no problem with that. Problem is when people just take the piss. But I don't blame them for that, because they're just exploiting the system, really, you know. But it's the system that needs to, like, you know, sort of like do something about it. But seems like a lot of these politicians are actually, they have vested interests, and they're not interested in actually doing anything about it. Yeah, I'm doing all right, thank you. How are you doing? Okay, here we go. Wait, too far gone. Yeah, I don't know. It's just fucked, isn't it? Some reckon there's going to be some civil war breakout. Oh, really? Some reckon that if anything else happens, some kind of civil war could break out. You know? People are getting very tired of all the nonsense. And I feel like something's about to burst. I don't know when or what it's going to be exactly, but I feel like something's about to happen. I don't know. Like, things have been brewing for a while. You saw what happened with Southport. I mean, I don't agree with all that shit, you know. I think it's not necessary. But it's like, if that's happened over that, then if things keep going on, and we keep hearing about, you know, things happening like that, then it's going to get to a point where people are going to lose their shit on a mass scale, I believe. I don't want that to happen, because I think that's what they want to happen. I think they want order out of chaos, I think is what they're trying to do. Well, that's the thing. They can be unalived, can't they? You know, if a politician is against, look at what happened with JFK. Now, some people might not believe this, but like, I think JFK was off by the establishment. You know, because he was speaking out against the system, wasn't he? In a way, he was. You could say he was like, maybe he was one of the good ones. I don't know, but the thing is, if that happened to him, then that kind of suggests that if you get up to that level, you're going to be compromised. You have to toe the line at least to some degree. And I couldn't be doing that. I could never be toeing the line at all. It would just feel wrong. And, you know, he called stuff out, saying that something like there's a ruthless conspiracy or something like that. And, you know, did you listen to his, like, you know, what he was saying, right? Before he got, you know what I mean, offed. Okay, we're just going to get rid of this. I agree. It was a good egg that gave an F about the working folk. Yeah. Hello, DJ. Reminds me of that George Carlin and how he was like, well, he was a comedian, but he was actually talking a lot of facts in his. Now, I don't agree with everything necessarily, but like the kind of like core of what he says, like I really resonate with it, and it's about there's this kind of elite class, and you're not in it sort of thing. It's like you're basically seen as just like peasants to them. You're just seen as like you're just seen as, you know what I mean, like the underclass to them. They just laugh at you. They think we're all pathetic. That's because we become so divided, and if we could actually come together, then we'd have a lot more power than these people. Remember, they are few. They might have a lot of power, but the numbers are quite small. They wouldn't want us all to come together, I don't think, because that would mean that we'd have a lot more power. That's why they keep trying to, I believe, because if we could all just try and unite, then I think things could be a lot better if we could focus on our similarities rather than the differences. But they're trying everything they can to keep each of us at each other's throats. What are you saying, Tiny? I remember seeing that tidbits. Oh yeah, George Carlin. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he was kind of like someone that was. I don't know if whether he was off. I don't know how did he pass away. I'll have to find out about that. Let's see what happened. Because there was someone called Bill Hicks as well, and he was kind of similar, I think, as well with like some. I've never really listened to much of Bill Hicks, but but yeah. But I remember there was this whole conspiracy theory that Alex Jones was actually Bill Hicks replaced or something. It was quite funny. Hello, Daryl. How you doing? I hope you're well. So George Carlin. Yeah, he died in 2008. See, how did he pass away? Congestive heart failure, so it wasn't anything kind of, anything kind of suspicious then. But it's just some people die in like suspicious circumstances, don't they? Some say that Abraham Lincoln as well, that was another one that they reckon actually was decent, but then, yeah. But it's kind of like, can be seen as like a warning as well, that if you speak out, then you could be offed as well. No, I don't have that now. Thank you for subscribing, and Bell, yeah. So yeah, we've got like, you know, sort of all these people. It's like, look what happened with, Jeremy Corbyn. Now, you might not agree with what he says on certain things, but the thing is, if he's genuinely against, like, the elite class and all that kind of, sort of oligarchy, then those people could be trying to smear him as some anti-Semite or something, right? Because he speaks out against Israel or something. Like, just because you speak out against the Israel government or something, doesn't mean that that you are an anti-Semite. I mean, what is a Semite for a start? So, I mean, think what you want of him, but I think that his thing on, like, like the rich and all that, and these, like mega corporations and all that, it's like he seemed to be, like, at least somewhat genuinely against all that. Now, you could say he was just kind of like, yeah, but you could say he was more like a classic left wing or something, as opposed to this kind of corporate kind of left, but they're kind of just, they're not really left, they're just kind of, you know what I mean, that they're pretty much just almost the same as the Tories at this point. Ever since Blair and all that, Tony Blair, Gordon Brown, all that, they're just all kind of, they're pretty much just Tories. Like, their policies they're pretty much similar. And now some people would say, oh, well, we should have certain conservative policies and stuff. Maybe I would say, like, more, maybe like socially more conservative, I could say, in terms of traditional social values and family values and things like that. But when it comes to, like, like the economic stuff, and it's like, I've been down different lines of thinking about the economy and how it should be planned and stuff, but I do think that if we allow capitalism to be too kind of unregulated, and that can end up causing a lot of what we have now with just corruption and just sleaze and what have you, Drive all the rich out so the poor can pick up the tab. Hilarious, what you're saying. I don't know what you mean, like, what's your point? And about the whole thing of increasing taxes so then the rich leave the country, I mean, does that really make any sense? Because apparently, like, there isn't, like, that many rich people leaving. Most of them are tied to this country. And even if they did leave, I'm pretty sure we could find a way to still get them to pay some of their money into the UK. Like, they'd have to pay a certain kind of, certain amount of tax or something. That way, so it's just like, I feel like the things need to be done about, like, the loopholes and things like that. And, you know what I mean? It's just taking the piss, isn't it, when people hoard their money in places like Switzerland, for example. Like, something needs to be done about that. But I don't think any of these governments actually would want to do anything about that. Maybe Jeremy Corbyn, who knows whether he would have done it, but he was demonized, is my point. He was called an anti-Semite and all that, but yeah. But I remember there was somebody who was saying you would never vote for him because he supports terrorists. I don't know, like, how true that is. I mean, I don't know. But it's just this whole thing with, like, 9/11 and stuff. I mean, I feel like that kind of, sort of did, like, have people start to kind of fear, like those, like, kind of like things, and then it kind of encouraged war and stuff, is how I see it. What's not such a thing, Smarticus? I went to talk to when I listed with a country and I comfortable to what you ran about. Let's get rid of any nonsense out of here. So yeah, just hope everyone's well. Daryl, anyway, where are you from, by the way? Nice to meet you. To everybody's plans for the rest of the day. Hit that like button, everybody. Thank you. Hang on a sec, sorry. If you turn off the news and just talk to your neighbours, you'll find that our country is far more harmonious than you're being sold. Rob Schneider. Yeah. It's just that a lot of people are just very like disconnected, aren't they, from society? They don't really talk to their neighbours because they're so distracted. They're distracted with this kind of bullshit entertainment that is just like brain rot, at this point. Watching propaganda, watching AI slop, and yeah, nobody hardly talks to each other anymore. Like, people used to like talk to their neighbours all the time. Not all the time, but you know what I mean? They used to, like my grandma used to try and talk to her neighbours actually. But like a lot of the newer generations, they just don't really bother. Like, everyone just kind of keep hitting themselves in their own bubbles. And it's kind of sad really, but that's just how things are going. But it's just, it would take a collective shift of like, we'll get off our phones. It would take somebody to have a certain level of influence to just say, why don't we all just get off our phones, Like, if it was somebody with a certain level of influence who could have a certain kind of charisma about them, I guess, and they would have they would be able to compel people to just kind of get, basically, if they're a good enough leader, and they could just be like, people would just kind of take it seriously and just be like, yeah, let's do that. Let's all just, one day, let's just get off our devices. Everyone just do it for a day. Just to see how you feel. Turn off all your devices, your computer, your TV, your phone. And just, maybe everyone just get out in nature or something. But a lot of people just wouldn't cope. They're so addicted. They're so addicted to their screens. Like, they can't even be off it for more than a few minutes. The only time that they're off it is when they're sleeping. And some people might even like wake up in the middle of the night and then check their phone. Because they're so addicted. They're addicted to that rush of dopamine that they get from the notifications or something. Or just scrolling. Their dopamine's so like messed up that they can't even get dopamine from more simple things like walking out in nature or something like that. Like, we have to be able to try and reset our dopamine to like, so that we can actually get enjoyment out of reading a book, or like, people are afraid to be bored now, aren't they? They're afraid to have no stimulation, because in the times when you're bored are actually times when breakthroughs tend to happen, because you don't have all this stimulation, all this mental noise going on. That's when you can actually just have ideas just come to your head. It's like, one analogy is like, when you clear out all the, like dirt from the water, you can see the bottom of the lake or something. You know what I mean? It's like if the water's clear, you can see the bottom. But it's like with your brain, it's like, if you have all this shit going on, all these different stimulations happening, how the hell are you supposed to like, actually be able to have any ideas come? Because the ideas come when there's no noise. When there's so much noise, then there isn't any room for any ideas to flourish. What is going on? Just what's going on with this chat? Who's saying about what you're talking about being gay? Who is saying about being gay? What's going on? What the hell? Who says it? Jesus saying that. Oh yeah, Carl Matthews, just go away then. You know what I mean? Just get out of here, yeah, it's not right, is it? You know, some people are, you know, we respect people, whatever sexualities they are, or sexual orientation. I mean, like, they just kind of, we have to learn to, but I think they're just trying to be, like a rage baiter or something, you know? No, I don't think that's what they actually think. They're just trying to get a reaction, you know? I think that's what they're doing. They're not actually think that. They're desperate for a reaction. But it is what it is. But yeah, so I'm, you know, so plans to do some like busking again soon. Hopefully the weather's going to be permitting for that. But yeah, I need some new kit for it because my old stuff isn't. It's all kind of a bit damaged, and it's also very heavy as well. I want lighter kit that is more portable and I can just carry it in my bag. Because it's not fun having to drag heavy stuff around, is it really? It's like trying to just drag a suitcase around. It's not great, is it, you know? But it's just normal cycle. Some time after a period of flourishing, there's a phase of decay. I mean, there is that, I suppose, but what I'm saying is, like, in terms of an idea coming into your head, but yeah, sometimes things come and go, you know, like you'll have some invention and then that invention is then kind of outdated, then something else will come to replace it. It doesn't necessarily decay, it's just something, things become obsolete. Like, for example, when someone invented, say, like, the TV, like the way that it was back then, it's like, then somebody would come up with a newer, more improved version of it. You know what I mean? It's like, things just kind of become obsolete, the old versions, like, for example, the old, you know, kind of black and white TVs, then someone would come up with an idea how to make it have color and stuff like that. Or for example, the old dial-up phones, they become kind of pointless at this point because what's the point in having those at this point? They're kind of... Now, some people might like the idea of a dial-up phone as a way to kind of... Maybe you could say that if you don't want to have a mobile phone, then it's a way of like preventing you from getting distracted. For some, or that if people do have a phone, like a mobile phone, they would just use like a sort of, like a really basic one to try and, so some people are actually going backwards and trying to go back to the older invention styles with like the more kind of classic phones without tons of features. They just have basic features like calls, texts, maybe like a sort of GPS, maybe a couple of apps on there, but they don't have this app store that you can download hundreds of apps. A huge cabinet, so yeah. Whatever, just go away, you know, if you've got nothing good to say. Oh, I mean, just get the fuck out of here, fucking, you know what I mean? If you have nothing good to say, just, you know what I mean? They're just looking for reaction, aren't they, you know? You know what I mean? Yeah. Just does me head in really, but, you know. But you've just got to not let it get to you because that's what they want. They want to get in. What about workouts? Hang on. Yeah. That's the thing, we do a lot of different talks on things. Hello, Emily, how you doing? Hope you're well. Tonight, well, it's actually today here, but yeah. not much at the moment. Just someone go about fucking acne scars again. Like, why don't they just kind of mind their own fucking business? We don't need your unsolicited advice. Fuck off, you know? Just focus on your own life. Like, yeah. Always just kind of like trying to lower the tone, aren't they, you know? So I've got some acne. I don't. It's not that bad in this lighting actually, but in some lighting you can see it more. Try and look, you can see the scars there, but you know, I ain't going to get some fucking bullshit, fucking cosmetic surgery bullshit to try and deal with it, you know. I don't know. Yeah, it's just sometimes I can get a bit, you know, like an inferiority complex. Like people say, "Oh, just don't let it get to you," but sometimes it's hard, you know, because then they point out something and then it can make you feel a bit kind of self-conscious. Oh yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? When you've had a child, it's I didn't know you had a child, but yeah, that's cause a lot of stretch marks and things, isn't it? And yeah, I've had that before, you know. Stretch marks are no joke. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's just but you still have to love yourself, you know. Just try and yeah. I remember there was adverts for things like bio oils or whatever they call them, where people use them to reduce the appearance of stretch marks. I actually have stretch marks on my back. I think it was from growing so fast that there's this kind of like little bits of like loose skin there or something that are just kind of yeah, because I grew so fast at one point that my skin probably didn't keep up with it or something. Tracy, hello, how you doing? The hell? Oh, Margaret. You're in puberty, yeah. 6'4" about. Oh yeah. Getting muscles quick does it too, yeah. In about like if you try and build muscle too quickly because you're stretching out your yeah. But I've heard that in some cases, like if people are losing weight, that if they've been really really overweight, then building some muscle might actually help to reduce the appearance of like stretchy skin or whatever, to like, you know what I mean, because it kind of fills in some of those gaps or something. Like you'll see some people where they've formerly been like obese or morbidly obese, but they then lose the weight and then they've got all this loose skin everywhere, and it's not good. Some even get surgery to get rid of it. Sometimes they have like a few pounds worth of loose skin. Ugh. Just go away, you know, you know what I mean? If these people are just gonna like, there's like these two-faced people coming into the chat and be all kind of, you know what I mean? Hello Karen, I'm from the UK, where are you from? Anyway, but yeah, just gotta not let these people get to me, and it's just, like I said, you know, it's easier said than done. It's like, you can see it in this light in there, but you know, that's what it is. Today's topic, I don't know really, I'm just kind of switching from different topics really as I do. Yeah.
Hope you're all well anyway. Share this out if you can. I'm from the UK, where are you from? Yeah, I'm sitting back down for a bit, but yeah. It's just past midnight here. I've been trying to actualize, but I've... Oh, hello Sophia, good to see you. How you doing? Do you know Taylor? Do you know each other or something? Been sleeping like... But I've been sleeping like I should... What do you mean? No, I don't ride a unicycle. I can't ride a unicycle now. I couldn't even hardly ride the regression. Like, it's very difficult for like the balance and stuff, isn't it? And coordination. Oh, you do know each other. I didn't know you knew each other, but that's cool. Yeah, because some of you have met me from like your lives and on Lions Live. Time zones, oh yeah, that's the thing, isn't it, with the different time zones that can mess things up. And yeah, it's like I used to like stay up really late. Sometimes I still stay up quite late and watch people's lives in other countries and stuff, because you might get some people in America and they don't go live until about, it might be like 8 p.m. their time, and it might be like 1, 2 or 3 a.m. my time. Why haven't you been live? Oh yeah, Sophia's been live. I've seen her live a couple of times yesterday. Well, I mean, I was in one of them, I think. But yeah. Hello, you two. I didn't end up coming in last night, so yeah, I was just kind of chilling out a bit and just kind of, I needed to just kind of reset a bit and just kind of, yeah. I didn't feel like going live. Yeah, 6 hour live. So I don't know, maybe it's some like algorithm thing. Not algorithm, I mean notifications and shit. No, I've not, Jimmy. Why? I had a fine rant. Oh, cool. What was you ranting about? I was just listening to some of like Rupert Sheldrake last night. Listening to some of the stuff on like the science delusion, like the, yeah. But yeah, it's some interesting stuff, isn't it? No, I didn't. Can't. No, I didn't. No, I'm not from London. I'm in York. Who's Bruce? Bruce Almighty. But yeah, this like thing on like kind of, was it collective memory? And scientists will just kind of like dismiss it as just like BS, like it's not real, it's just, oh, there must be some scientific explanation that's materialistic or something. Like they'll just, a lot of them will just dismiss anything that's metaphysical, won't they? Yeah, oh, fair enough. Yeah. Oh, Bruce Wayne. Oh yeah. Bruce Lee. Yeah, Bruce Lee was cool, yeah. And he talked about being water, my friend. You know, like the whole thing of, I guess what it means is in like being somebody who's fluid, I guess in a sense. Like water's fluid, you know, it's like it can flow, it can crash, you know, it can just, it's very dynamic, isn't it? It's water. Like it can sort of tumble, it can flow, it can, yeah. Hello, Asha, how you doing? So yeah, water's a very powerful thing, you know, especially when there's lots of it, and yeah, it's that's good to hear then. Yeah, I'm a mail you. What are you on about? Who said about sending kiss emojis? Who's sending kiss emojis? What are you talking about? Favorite singer? Probably Mike Patton. He's a very like talented singer. There's a lot of different styles of singing, and like his vocal range is one of like the craziest. Hello user. Hello, it's me, Freya. Oh really? Hello Wonder Mouse. Why don't you just like go away then? You know, if you're just gonna be like Anyway, I'm just getting rid of any nonsense out of the chat. We just don't need any of that. We're trying to have a serious conversation here. Look, okay. You know, we're trying to have a serious conversation and people feel like they can just like mess around. My kids got posed that I am at a loss with little humans. Are you on about cats? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So I just had one of these trolls like put a comment on the live saying, soft arse timing me out for no reason. Just saying hello, maybe you have a problem with my name. Got a problem, Jamie, what's your problem? Well, it just sounds like one of these racist people, so yeah, whatever, just get out of here, remove that, you know, just, you know what I mean? Like, it just sounds like one of these kind of white national racist type of people, you know? Like, I just don't want to have this kind of divisions bullshit, you know? Like, we're all one human race at the end of the day. Like, yeah, there's problems with, say, like, immigration, and I'll talk about that and stuff, but I'm talking, like, I mean, why do people get so much into this kind of identity bullshit, you know? They're like it's like this whole, I don't know, like we should just kind of see the bigger picture. We're all one human race, aren't we, at the end of the day? Whatever, you know, like ethnicity you are. You know what I mean? I hope you've had a good day, everybody, anyway. Just, it's just draining, really, isn't it? Anyway. Oh, well. What are you saying? How are your girl? Who are you talking to? Okay. Can you guys share this out? I don't know, maybe we can get some more people in, but yeah, it's, oh, Asha. Oh, you know each other, do you? Alright. I was like, what's going on, like, do you guys, oh, sorry, I was like, what's going on here? Alright, see you in a bit, Sophia. I was like, okay. Hello, Daryl, welcome back. Anyway. Just go away, you know, the troll accounts, just get out of here. You know what I mean? Okay, just, you know, like I said, you know, it's not, let's not focus on all that shit. Okay, thank you, Starks. Like, I ain't got time for, like, all that kind of crap. It's like, yeah, there is issues with it all, but, you know, just, you know, I'm not talking about the immigration stuff right now anyway. I'm just trying to, like, yeah. I think they want us all focusing on that, really. I think they want us all to be, it's just, I don't know, I just feel like it's just, what is it going to, like, achieve? I don't know. But then what does anything achieve, really? But I just don't want to focus on that stuff. Okay, thank you, M. Wells. Like, I get that there's certain issues, but then when people go on about, like, it's this whole, like, you've got it on both sides. You've got white people and then black people, and they're all kind of fighting against each other. Like, we can't be doing that, you know? We're all one race. And yeah, there is certain problems I get with the immigration, but there's problems everywhere. Hello, Kathleen. There's other problems, and not all immigrants are bad. By you saying stuff like, something like, you know, like, oh, what was it, white something, like, it's very, like, exclusive, and, like, we should be trying to be inclusive, and it's like when people were, like, someone earlier was going on about, you know, like, whether about sexuality or whatever. It's like, I don't know if they're just doing it to try and piss people off. Either way, it's not right, you know. Like, we need to just stop with that kind of behavior. It is not welcome. Okay, just get out, you know. I mean, like I said, you know, it doesn't matter what race. I mean, there's people from every race that are good and bad. You know what I mean? And same with religion as well. There are... Sorry, what are you saying? Exactly, you read my mind. Oh, really? Okay, thank you, Chronic. You know, it's like there is people good and bad from all walks of life, you know. It's just, we should be treating everybody as an individual. Again, I don't know if they're just trying to, like, wind me up. It's not winding me up, I'm just like, you know, I'm just kind of like at the point where it's like, whatever, you know. So they're just, you know, if you're going to say that stuff, then, you know, just don't do it in here, because I'm just going to kick you out of the live. Oh, really, I don't know what that looks like, so... Anyway. Angler Toga. Are you another one of these people, then? I definitely agree with you. Oh, what you agree with me on, sorry. Okay. This chat is just, I do have a couple of mods, but I don't have any at the moment, but... Alright. But what I'll say is that if anyone's going to be a mod, then I'll just kind of, yeah. Yeah, I'll just give one tiny, because I've seen you a few times, so I'll just like, but do not block people, just time them out if they're like causing any problems. So yeah, if anyone's like, causing any issues, then yeah. Why is the subs not going up? It's still on 4.87. It was on 4.88 last night. What is going on here? And it said I had 3 new subs. Does that mean I've lost more than 3 subs in one day, or less than a day? I don't know. Because I had 4.88 last night, and then it's dropped down to 4.87, even though I gained 3 subs on the last live, apparently. So what is going on? I don't know. But it is what it is. We're getting close to 5k, but it seems like we're kind of struggling now. Yeah, I don't know. What's this all about? We're just here to talk and, you know, kind of like, but we need to be civil though, and, yeah. Yeah, YouTube studio. Let's have a look in the actual studio and see what the numbers say. Dashboard. 4,879, so I just need one more, don't I, then, to 4.88, but sometimes it's a bit weird with, they're like white or black socks, what the hell? That's a bit of a random question. I don't know, I guess black I would probably prefer, but, did they comment on your videos? They have been kicked out by YouTube AI algorithm. I don't know, it's just, it just gets stupid and just, I just time them out, you know? Time them out for a whole day. Like, these are sort of comments, you know, just, yeah. Goodbye. I don't sub you always just go on my feed watching reels for some reason. Well, I don't know. And maybe just like, you know, if you're not gonna sub, then maybe just move on then. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the thing. We've got to like love each other, bring each other up. Yeah, exactly. That's what people rather pull each other down than bring each other up. You know what I mean? It's all like what we're going to discuss. I don't know. We're trying to like just kind of make it up as we go along. Really, there's no specific agenda here. It's just But we're just saying that right now about sort of people trying to just like drag each other down. Like they'd rather drag each other down than actually like help each other, because it would take work for them to actually pull themselves up, and people find it easier just to bring each other down because that makes them feel better. But in the long run, it's just going to leave you feeling empty. And oh, really? Hello, Solo. What are you saying? Who's Jezzaman? Goal Lazio, whatever. There is nobody behind me. There's just a way to discern who to have into your life or give your attention to. The ones who do that or the ones you stay away from. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, just that's the thing, is if they're not gonna like try and build each other up, then they're the sort of people that you don't want in your life. Exactly. Just chicken or beef burger. I don't eat any of that stuff really. Hello, Randy. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just I try to be positive and have a positive outlook and stuff. I've been trying to improve my mindset around things. Although I see it's a bit, because I've realised that if I'm just thinking negatively all the time and thinking, oh well, what's the point even trying and stuff like that, then you're never gonna get anywhere, are you? You're just gonna, if you're just talking yourself out of things. This is why I think one of the reasons why manifestation works is because if you think you can do something and if you have the intention and you believe in it, then you're more likely to actually go through whatever it takes to get it. Because if you don't really believe in it, then you're less likely to really kind of invest so much into it. Like, the more that you believe in something, the more hardcore you're going to go with it. Like, the more you're just going to like put it all on the line. Because they have a burning desire inside them. A lot of it's about how badly do you want something as well. Like, how badly do you want to, the law of attraction, but I call it like law of assumption. Some people argue that law of assumption is better because it's a shift in mindset from attracting something externally to becoming the person that already has that sort of thing. It's all about shifting to like the end state of living in the wish fulfilled. That's what the law of assumption is. Neville Goddard. I was listening to like some Neville Goddard stuff, and it was like some morning affirmation thing. Just kind of, it was like so like people talk about like robotic affirmations and things, and just repeating certain things until it gets into your subconscious. Well, I mean, like, I do talk solutions sometimes. My solution would be to, if we were talking about, say, certain issues in the world, then I would, like, for example, immigration, then it's going to require people coming together and saying, okay, we need to try and sort these problems out. If there's a problem with the illegal immigration and all the, increases in crime, for example, as a result of that, then it's going to take people coming together and actually, but it's like, it's just one of those things that
like I said, I don't really want to keep talking about these things because me as an individual isn't going to be able to do much about it. There's certain things that it would require people really kind of getting together and just saying, you know what, we need to like unite. That's I would say the ultimate goal is, the ultimate solution is unity. It's all about coming together. So that's what I would recommend anyway. That who's doing good things in Europe? So you're on about Trump or something?
Hello there, Donald. This is Donald here. Donald J. Trump.
I mean, but then it's arguable that, you know, he's doing some fucked up shit as well, like, you know what I mean, like tariffs and things like that. I mean, you could argue it's good for the Americans, but then it's quite fucked up for other countries or something. I don't know. I don't know enough about all that shit. It's just because I'm not from America, so it's like, yeah. So I'm not as kind of interested, but you could argue that American politics could affect British politics as well in some way. Hello, Juicy. Okay. So, Red Shanks. I'm Aussie and Trump can stay in the USA where he belongs. Yes, I don't know, I think, the foreigners tend to have quite a negative perception of Trump, I've noticed. It seems to be a lot of these hardcore, like, you know, Christian kind of people are really big into him, like, that they were into, like, the QAnon sort of stuff, and I think that was all a psyop, to be honest. Like, the whole QAnon thing, it's like, who the hell even started all that, you know? It all felt like some kind of thing to get everyone distracted, get everyone hopeful that something great is going to happen or something. I mean, I just don't really, I don't know. Like there was a whole thing about him, you know, blaming the left or blaming the, you know, the other side for like cheating the elections or something, but then some would argue that in 2016 that he didn't get in legitimately or something. I mean, it's just, you'll get one side blaming the other and it's just all kind of like, you know what I mean? It's just all a circus to me. This political stuff, all just constant distractions and theatre. Corby, Northampton, not really. They'd sound completely different to me. I'm up north, actually. Corby and Northampton's more kind of... yeah, that's different, really. That's more going towards south. Like, especially Northampton, that's kind of... that's like South Midlands area. Oh, earthly. Okay. You're a man, not a woman. Why are you saying that? Top putting his fingers in everyone else's pies. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, what is up? I don't know. I just feel like it's all. I don't know. Part of me thinks that this is all just more distractions, more just theatre. Like, I don't even know what to believe at this point. That this whole Trump stuff, it's all just a bunch of psyops and just to try and get everyone look over there while something else is going on elsewhere, kind of shit, you know? Oh, look what's happening with Trump tariffs and Greenland and whatever, and then there's probably something else going on elsewhere that they're doing. They want everyone's attention somewhere, so then it's away from somewhere else, is what it seems. Well, some people suggest that this whole Epstein thing is a bit of a... I mean, I do think there is some... obviously, it's quite a deep shit, this Epstein stuff. So I think that is not necessarily some kind of distraction. Some people were saying that it's a distraction I remember watching some video of this guy saying that he thinks that he smells a rat about the whole Epstein thing, but there's a lot of people that have been named in the files, and obviously that can't all just be some fake shit, you know. There's actually apparently some theory that Epstein's still alive. You know what I mean? That'd be a crazy plot twist, wouldn't it? I'll have to see if there's a video or something that... There's a reason they took forever to release those files. Well, yeah, it seems to be like because of the people that are in them they don't want it to come out. Like Donald Trump didn't want it to come out. They said, "Oh, it's a Democrat distraction. It's or whatever." Yeah, it's an absolute, like, what is it? Can of worms, isn't it? You could say, to say the least. It's kind of like when the Jimmy Savile stuff came out, and then it was just this whole can of worms that it exposed, because then you had Rolf Harris and you had like Stuart Hall and a lot of other people got in it. It was just all like, yeah, there's so much cover-ups happening, and they're probably not even scratching the surface at this point. It's like just... So do you think, I was just thinking, could the whole, like, you know, Greenland and all that shit, could that have been some kind of distraction to take people away from, you know, like the whole Epstein thing? But that was before all that, so, yeah. Because that Epstein stuff has just come out, like, recently. And there's people like Deepak Chopra, of all people, in there. Someone who's supposed to be some kind of spiritual guru, somebody who's, you know, very, kind of like a, you know, holier than thou type of person who's above all these, you know, kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, they're supposed to be, you think spiritual people are supposed to be some of the most kind of, oh, I don't know who Webb is. Oh, I don't know, Project Constitution, what's that? So yeah, so you think, oh, these spiritual people are supposed to be so, like, you know, such nice people, but they're probably just, a lot of them are probably not even real anyway. It's like you got Sadhguru and a lot of these people who just, it seems like a lot of them hide behind spirituality, and they're just there to try and, I don't know, just sell a bunch of BS. Pretend they're some kind of guru. That's what I think they're trying to do, in my opinion. Like, they're just trying to... Like, there's a lot of grifters and a lot of charlatans out there, is what I'm saying. And they're trying to have you think they have all this superior knowledge, so then you end up buying that knowledge off them. Like, there was this guy called Eric Hall, some manifestation guy, but... The way I see it is that if you believe so much in manifestation, why do you need to sell courses on manifestation? Like, can you not make money without having to sell a course on how... It just all seems a bit odd to me, like that. People feel the need to sell a course on manifestation to then, you know, tell people how to manifest. If you can really manifest that well, then... why doesn't money just... If they're claiming that you can do anything and you can make money flow effortlessly, because the truth is that these things take work. You have to actually work at manifestation. You can't just make it happen, like, without, you know, putting in work. People think that they can just visualize and all that, and it just happens. No, reality doesn't work like that. You have to actually put work in. You know, we have these arms and legs for a reason. We're supposed to move. We're not supposed to just think something into existence. You know, yeah, we can think things, and then that allows us to, you know, gets us into that motion to get the thing to happen. But what you're saying, rag pudding, what? Yeah, just you know. Yeah, just get rid of it, you know, it's just... I think that, like, at this point, I think, you know, like, we should accept that women can talk about, worldly affairs, I think, just like men, We're not back in those days where, I think if a woman is, like, knowledgeable on these sort of things, then she has every right to do it, just like a man, I think no matter if you're a woman or a man, you should be able to, like, some people say, oh, women shouldn't be, it's like, I don't think there's a thing where it's like men should do this and women should do that. I mean, like, you could talk about like masculine and feminine and all that, and like gender roles and blah blah blah. But I mean, everyone's different. Not everyone's going to fit into that idea of like masculine and feminine. Yeah, equal rights. Yeah. You love Valentine's, oh yeah. Did anyone do anything for Valentine's? I didn't come on yesterday. Not that I did anything for Valentine's, I did fuck all. I was just kind of having it as a time to reset, basically. Just needed some kind of, I just needed some kind of like mental kind of reset. I used that as a chance to just kind of prioritize self-love. As they say, just try and prioritize just being there for myself and myself only, and not just trying to come on a live stream where it's just, it can be a bit, I don't know. I just felt like it was getting to the point where I just needed to just take a bit of time out, I did that video last night, but apart from that, I was like, just chill out and just, I didn't even really do much working out yesterday. I just didn't want to do a whole lot of stuff yesterday. It was, Well, that's what it is. It's all about prioritizing your mental state and your physical state. Because nobody else can do that for you, Only you can do that, There are certain things that only you can do. Only you can, run that mile, or only you could walk 10,000 steps. Nobody can do that for you. Only you can lift the weights. This is why it's great, because like doing exercise and stuff, because you are accountable for your own results. Only you can do that. You are responsible for that. Nobody else is responsible for that. Nobody can make you. It's like, but the problem is when people start taking steroids and stuff, then the problem with that is then they're going to feel less responsibility to do that, because I can just build those muscles mostly just from you still have to train a little bit, but the amount that you have to train would be a lot less. So they just a lot of people just use things as a cop-out. But if you're doing things the proper way, then it's like, you are responsible for your results, you have to put that work in. Well, that's the thing I was saying yesterday on a video, that self-love should be first, and then to believe that what you see externally is a reflection of your internal state. Like, if you're, coming from a place of, like, either self-loathing or low self-esteem or something like that, then you're going to see that reflected back to you. Like, people will see you as bitter and just like low, and if they are themselves, they're attracted to that. Like attracts like and all that, but it's all just a reflection of you, I believe. So I was thinking, like, if I'm attracting a bunch of, these women or people in general, like, say, with issues, but let's say in the context of dating, if I'm trying to attract woman, let's say, and they always seem to have some issues, then maybe that's because I have some unresolved issues myself. Because they might see something in you that's like, oh, he's a bit vulnerable or something, he's got some issues going on, and they're kind of attracted to that because they might feel like that they can leverage that for their own gain. What you mean, crisis? What you on about? What are you on about? The hell? Fucking weird. Get out of here, you know. I've had to learn that. It's like, is it trying to say because I made that video yesterday about Valentine's or something, and then it's like they're kind of like trying to jump to some conclusion about saying that I'm going through some crisis or something. Like, why don't they just kind of, you know... How many years I've been streaming? Well, I've streamed on different channels for quite a few years, but I've done, this one since 2023. Yeah, anyway. Hello. Okay. Can we just not do the 6-7? Maybe I'll have to ban that number from the chat, so then we don't get people putting 6-7 in or something. But then, if I just like... a lot to look inside and actually address what's truly there. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's the thing, is that a lot of people are afraid to do that shadow work, aren't they? Like, they will just try to find solutions externally. They will try to meet somebody as a way to try to fill that void inside themselves, but you cannot rely on somebody to fill a void. You have a void because you might have some abandonment issues or something else, maybe that there's like some trauma there. But until you've addressed these things, then you can't move on. You have to just kind of like deal with that first. Because otherwise you can't be in healthy relationships or anything. Otherwise you're just gonna you're just going to be toxic. So you get a lot of these people would say like certain issues like BPD and stuff. I think a lot of that can be down to their upbringing and things that have happened in those formative years. Yeah, I do work out, yeah. Well, I didn't do much yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really do much. It was a pretty quiet day for me yesterday. Actually, I was on the phone with my mother yesterday, so that was good. I had a long catch up with my mother on the phone. But apart from that, I didn't really do much. But it was good to get on the phone with her and just, hit the like button, everybody. No, don't drink alcohol or smoke, no. Yeah, that's the thing with like PTSD and stuff. I've been hearing about the effects of that, but I have heard that there's certain things that people can use to try and deal with it. So some of the techniques would be things like frequencies, and also things like tapping, as well as doing certain exercises that release stored trauma. Some believe that there's actually parts of the body that trauma gets stored in, and by doing certain stretches that supposedly can help to release that trauma and give you some relief from it. So there are certain things that's supposed to help with it, but obviously it's not going to get to the root cause, and for some people it's going to take a lot of sometimes it takes a lot of counselling or some deep like shadow work to try and actually address the root of the issue. Because you can do certain things to try and like activate the parasympathetic nervous system and things like that, but the problem is that all that's doing is just kind of buffering the symptoms of it. Kind of like with a lot of big pharma medicine, the way that it would just treat symptoms, but never hardly get to the root cause of it. Hang on, what you're saying, Lynn? 6 foot tall and 60 kilos. Yeah, that's quite light for 6 foot tall. I would say like just try and eat more high calorie foods. Like if you look at your diet and try to eat more dietary fats potentially. Like maybe things like avocados and stuff like that are gonna get some healthy fats in. So that way you can increase your calorie intake. If that's what you're trying to do. Yeah. No, I'm not a boxer, no. Thank you for the like to really hit subscribe if you're new here. What's that? Yeah, there are some great options. Well, you're very knowledgeable. Very great examples. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just, there's like sound therapy and things like that, like, but again, these things can help people temporarily to try and cope with certain things, but I think in the long run we should be looking at trying to overcome it, because there's no way to live a life if you're just like constantly dealing with trauma, is it? You know, I've heard that it can really be quite debilitating and people struggle to even function. So yeah, it's just fucked. It's yeah, but we have to try to like. A lot of it's about kind of yeah. Some people talk about like forgiveness as well and how that can help people. Like part would be the feelings of like, you know, shame and like feelings that they're putting on to like whatever, let's say I'm not saying that if someone say like, for example, abuse you, then I'm not saying it's not their fault. It's like we have to try to kind of see things from a outside perspective or whatever, like as in like we have to kind of broaden our perspective of like things in terms of that things happen and that it's like the cause and effect thing with like that we have to learn to basically I'm trying to like process my thoughts here, but what do I want in life? I'll probably try and answer that after, but so what I'm saying is that 21, 5'11", 293 pounds, then you probably want to lower processed foods intakes and stuff like that. Eat, you know, to try to move around more, try and get more steps in throughout the day, that sort of stuff. Try to eat not too much of this hyper palatable food. Slowly maybe cut down on you know, like oily foods and stuff like that. Anyway, but I was saying, hello Mike, how you doing? Hello Doc. Okay, yeah, we're talking about a lot of stuff. So what I'm saying about this whole thing of trauma, PTSD, and like the thing of forgiveness and the thing of just letting go of, because a lot of it you could say comes from the ego of like, this might sound like, I don't know, this is going to be controversial, but like, yeah, it's basically as in, the ego, it kind of like, sometimes it tries to be all kind of like, this person's wronged me, this person has violated me. It's this whole thing of like, having to let go of that and let go of that kind of bitterness and that resentment and that kind of the feeling of being a victim is the kind of like, yeah, it's like it's this part of the brain that can fuck you up if you don't keep it in check, basically. And I'm not saying that, like, you know, like, people who have that are like, have a, you know, big ego. And what I'm saying is that it's about, you know, that things happen and that you cannot control at times, and it's just, that's just a part of life that we have to learn to just try to, you know, just think that, yeah, okay, well, that happened to me. It's not good, but I'm not going to live my life with fear, and because what is it? The fear of what is it? Is it a fear of a violation, a fear of being you know, sort of like, I mean, this is quite a yeah, exactly. It's not forgiving them, but to releasing the actual feeling of trauma itself. Well, what I'm saying is that, well, it is forgiveness, but not in the sense of letting somebody off the hook. You don't have to let anybody off the hook. It's all about whatever has happened to you. You don't, is to kind of like, basically, then I'm not going to let this affect me anymore. Like, this person violated me, that you sort of like acknowledge that, but at the same time, that's in the past, and you know, that is a, whether it's physical abuse, whether it's sexual abuse or whatever, it's like, you just have to learn from what's happened to be more cautious and not allow yourself to be in those situations that could potentially get to that. Yeah. Hello, Lions. Good to see you. Living and leading a great life is definitely one of the ways to help get over the trauma, depending on what the trauma is. Forgiving is not forgetting, but yeah, that's what I mean. Hi, Lions. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah. So this thing of like, yeah, just, yeah, forgive but not forget. It's all about releasing that negative feeling of that sort of, that, because the more that you focus on the and feeling, whatever you focus on, that perpetuates those feelings, and yeah, it's a very it causes a lot of tension. Whatever we hold on to, it causes tension. It's about releasing that tension and letting go. Is just surrendering and just kind of saying, I let go. It's a way of kind of like making yourself vulnerable in a sense, but it's like, but you are just being vulnerable to just letting go of that trauma, because the trauma can be something that is like a way of you, but you have to have faith in yourself that is to be able to let go and just to not be full of this fight or flight. Yeah. Hello, Blessy. No such thing as hell. Well, what if hell is actually a state of mind? You know, what if hell is actually a state of consciousness? You can put yourself in your own psychological hell, you could say. You could feel like in hell at any moment. So maybe it's something that we cause ourselves possibly. So let's say forgiveness as a letting go of trauma.
let's say someone, beat you up as a child, because it's all about how we kind of, perceive things as like, we perceive something as, kind of like because the thing is, you don't know what that person was going through to do something to you. Like, maybe if you was, let's say, violated when you were a child, for example, you don't know what that person was going through at the time. They might have been on drugs, they might have had their own problems. And they say hurt people, So it's all about kind of letting go of any kind of judgment. Because I think a lot of it comes down to how we judge people and their actions, and that we feel like that's, there's no type of hell is in the aftermath that people speak of, but hell is different to each. It is a frequency, not a place. Yeah, that's what I was saying about so let's have a look at what it says on here about forgiveness. So it says here, forgiveness can be a powerful optional component of trauma healing, serving as an internal process to release heavy emotional burdens like anger and resentment. It is not required for recovery, and healing is possible through other evidence-based approaches without forgiving the perpetrator. Key aspects include self-forgiveness and establishing personal boundaries. Some people actually don't forgive themselves, and sometimes even people who have trauma, they actually have internalized kind of guilt in some cases, where they actually feel guilty for what happened to themselves, and that can lead them to feeling insecure about themselves and their So basically what it says about a voluntary conscious decision to release feelings of hurt, vengeance, or resentment towards someone who caused harm. Benefits: it can reduce depression, hostility, and stress while fostering peace of emotions. Purpose: the goal is to free yourself from the burden of the past and regain emotional control, not necessarily to reconcile or condone the harmful act. Not a requirement. Trauma recovery, which involves safety, mourning, and reconnection, can be achieved without forgiving the perpetrator. Self-forgiveness. This is often a crucial part of the process, particularly if the survivor feels guilt or shame related to the trauma. So that's what I was saying. Hope you're all well. Retro watches. Hello. Well, I mean, like, sometimes there's a time and a place for laughs and stuff. Sometimes I'm in the mood to laugh. I'm just kind of talking about some serious stuff right now. And if this isn't for you, then maybe you can find somewhere else, perhaps. Horses for courses, as they say. So, There's no type of hell as in the aftermath that people speak of, but hell is different to... Yeah, I've just read in that one already. Hang on a sec. Let me just refresh this. I don't know if I've just missed any comments. Wait a second. Okay. Yeah, so getting notification. Yeah, it's a bit shit with the notifications, isn't it? I don't know. What's that? Yes, you shall, but before that... What are you saying, bless you? Yeah, well, it's Smokes. Smokes. I'll have to go and subscribe to that one as well, but... What's it called? Smoke. Let's have a look. I don't know if they've... Is it Smoke Shop? Is it that one? Just getting behind on this. What's that? Oh yeah, you take Lions. Yeah, what are you having to eat? All right, I'll just subscribe to that one then, and yeah, so they go live as well then. I'll have to years ago was the last live, so yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Smoke Shop. Fry up. Oh yeah, fry up. Okay, cool. Well, you enjoy that then. So talking about yeah. So this is the thing what it says about boundaries. Forgiveness does not mean allowing further harm. Establishing firm boundaries is essential for safety. Yeah. There's a lot of it about acknowledging that, I'm not saying that they're to blame, but it's all about learning. Everything in life is a learning experience that by establishing boundaries that can allow a sense of like kind of like, you know what I mean? It says you're the one that keeps coming in here and just, I think it says more about you, doesn't it, really? But anyway. Hello, man, Zadeh. Who's them? What are you talking about? Anyway, I hope everyone's well. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to the gym later. Yeah, do a workout later, I think. Does anyone go to the gym or anything like? That can also probably be a good way to help with trauma as well. I bet. Let's have a look, see if there's anything on that. To be about the nervous system and all that. It's like PTSD and stuff. So helping nervous system release stored tension, reducing. Because I was talking about certain exercises like stretches and stuff, but there's this thing called BDNF, which stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that helps the brain repair itself and manage stress. Hello, Amberlyn. What are you saying? Oh, here we go. So yeah, it's enhancing mind-body connection. Mindful exercises such as yoga helps individuals reclaim their sense of control over their bodies. So yeah, this is something that people can do as well to help. But yeah, or Helmsley, that's up your, yeah, not too far away. Helmsley. Anyway, my mum's family is from, Fred, okay. Dreamy. You know Dreamy as well, do you? Alright. Yeah, I'm in York, so it's not a million miles away. Dreamy. Alright. It's a bit random you're talking about family from, what was that in relation to? Wizards Sleeve Philosophical Movement, I don't know that one. Oh, you're all over the place. Oh yeah, really? You get yourself around, do you? Yeah. Round, round, get around, I get around. Okay, can we just not... Hello, Bobby, how you doing? Hope you're well today. I remember, how does Moses make his tea? The fuck is with these comments? Asher. So yeah. So how does Moses make his tea? He brews it. Yeah, he brews it. Yeah. Thank you for the likes, everybody. What's that? Just came in, was making breakfast. Oh yeah, where are you at again? Bit late, innit? Oh yeah. What's your, yeah, time where you are? Anyway. We have beans on toast. That's like a British thing. Oh, so you've just had a late. You got up late. Or Chester. Alright, I was thinking you were like in the States or so. It's like a bit late for breakfast, isn't it? But some people don't get up till late on a Sunday. Beans on toast, proper British thing, isn't it? Oh yeah, Chester. Yeah. It's a bit odd because I remember like you go into like towards like Chester and then it's like depending on which way you're going it says that you're in Wales and then you're like back in England again. So I remember I was talking with my dad about this. 1 minute you're in England, next minute you're in Wales and then you're back in England again or something. British and African, I guess. Oh yeah. Oh really? I've never had the American version. Yeah, wait, I'd like some refried beans. Refried beans are so awesome, aren't they? Like, they taste so awesome. So what about the Canadian beans on toast? Canadians do a great beans on toast, eh? I don't know. I don't know if they do their own version. Well, Canadian beans on toast, it's like they're sweetened with maple syrup. Where are you from again? Oh yeah, Designer Outlet. Yeah, we have one in York. Yeah, I remember like, yeah, the one in Chester's good. It's all outdoors, isn't it, I remember? Whereas the one here, it's like, it's an indoor thing. Do they do Winter Wonderland there? I think there's one in Castleford as well, but yeah, there's a few around, isn't there? Yeah, Designer Outlet. Oh yeah, American accent. I was trying to do the Canadian accent, eh? Yeah, Designer Outlet. Yeah, it was anyway. Hello Tommy. How you doing? Oh yeah, that's good then. Yeah, it's the sun's been a bit out lately, hasn't it? But it was actually alright yesterday for the most part. We had some sun yesterday. It was a bit cold, but at least it was sunny. It would have probably been a good day for busking actually, but I need to get some new setup for it, because, yeah, so I need to get a new speaker really. I'm going to get like a little, like probably a portable Bluetooth speaker. But I won't be able to film it on here because copyright. But I might be doing it on TikTok though. Our beans isn't quite like beans in the UK. So what difference are they? Why am I doing Canadian accent again, eh? Yeah. Yeah, Chester, I mean, it was that, yeah, like, Designer Outlet at Ellesmere Port. Is that what you're talking about? Cheshire Oaks. That was, yeah, I went there a few years ago. We did a crazy golf there. We had a good crazy golf there. Like, there was this bit of it where it, like, it looks like it's going underwater or something. Oh yeah, Chester Zoo, I've not been to that. I've been to Flamingo Land and there was like zoo there. Went there like last year, but yeah, it was got to see a lot of different like animals and stuff. But they seem to like take more care of them now. Some people say about like zoos can be quite cruel with things, but they look like they're in a good environment. I think they've actually like rescued some of, if I remember they were saying how they'd rescued some of the animals from like other places, and so I think they're actually doing some good. But anyway, yeah, the one in York is yeah. Where are you from again? Yeah, York's got some nice stuff. Oh yeah, Bicester. Yeah, Bicester's Oxfordshire, isn't it? Looks like Bicester. It's like Gloucester or Worcester You know what I mean? I remember like my cousin actually pronounced it Warrister. Hello, Rizla Sagaf. Okay. Favorite food. I quite like Indian food actually. Yeah. We had some good Indian food coming from next door when I used to live in Blackburn. Oh yeah, sugary drinks, yeah. Oh goodness. Food stamps. Oh, you got food stamps over there, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway. We'll be getting off in a couple of minutes, but I don't know. I've heard of stray kids, but they keep going on about stray kids. I don't know. I don't really care anyway, but whatever. What rules? Oh yeah. Are you on about the? Yeah, I think I heard something about that's what someone actually. I remember they were saying something about like Donald Trump, and maybe that's something good that you could argue because. Like, if you're going to buy a bunch of that, like, why should they be able to buy junk food without that? Maybe that could, like, encourage them to, like, buy better, healthier foods or something. So that would be good if they would actually, yeah, eat proper food. I don't know, but then everyone's going to have their own opinion on that. And some might say it's discriminatory or something. Welcome back, bless you. Yeah. Overall health improves. Yeah. Well, if their overall health improves, they might be able to, like, even like their mental health. It might end up like having a knock-on effect and stuff. I don't know who you are. Gordon Brown, the politician. Yeah, I don't really like any of them, to be honest. What were you saying? I don't know what you're on about. Right, I think I'm just gonna get rid of them to just like trying to distract things. Right about Gordon Brown. Why are you asking about Gordon Brown anyway? It's not heard anything about Gordon Brown for a long time. Worcester, Gloucester, Leicester, Elmwick, Chiswick, Marylebone and Cholmondeley. I pronounced nothing like the spelled. Yeah, I know. How is it? Is that Marylebone or is it Marylebone? I don't know. I don't know how is that pronounced. I thought it was Marylebone or Maril. I don't know Marylebone. I don't know really. Gordon Ramsay. Oh, Gordon fucking Ramsay. Well, that was fucking dreadful. I would rather eat fucking cat food. Absolutely fucking atrocious. Oh, Alfie. Huh. Oh, yeah. Marylebone. Oh, really? Marylebone. I thought it was like Marylebone or Marylebone or I don't know. Like, why don't they pronounce the Y then? I don't know. Yeah, it's like there's a few places, like, depends where they're at, if it's a different country or, for example, like, there's a place in Scotland called Kirkcudbright, but it looks like Kirkcudbright. burnt the beef Wellington. How the hell do you burn the Wellington? I don't know. When I think of Wellington, I'm thinking Wellington boots or something. Wellies. Get your wellies on. I remember I used to do some stupid shit like when I'd take the welly off and I would just tip it on people's heads or something. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, Lenny, yes, I'm from England. Where are you from? I was a right dick sometimes, you know, like I don't not any blood siblings, but I only have like step siblings. What's expensive? Oh yeah, Edinburgh, yeah. I've heard there's some really rough parts of Edinburgh as well, but yeah. Yeah, Edinburgh's kind of like there's a mix apparently. It's like yeah, it might be nice in the you know, like the touristy bit and all that, but then I've heard there's some quite rough areas as well. So even York's not the best in some places, to be honest. What do you mean, how many steps? Yeah, I don't support any football team, really. Oh, what do you mean, how... Oh, step. What do you mean, how many steps? Worst in terms of hydro. You're on about Edinburgh. I just remember hearing there were some, like, really bad areas. Oh, steps, siblings. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was thinking, like, steps. The literal steps, then. That's just my brain that it thinks you're on about literal steps. 2 stepbrothers and a stepsister. But yeah, I didn't grow up with them though, so yeah. So they don't actually feel like actual siblings, if you know what I mean. Stirling is much quieter and cheaper than Edinburgh, and it's quite similar in character. Yeah, isn't Perth meant to be quite nice as well or something? Anyway. Are you close to your family? A little bit. I'm quite close to my mother, my birth mother. I was on the phone with her yesterday. I have to get going in a second, but like the equivalent to Detroit, yeah, it's apparently got some really rough stuff, but it's like, yeah. So it'd be like expensive and not even probably worth it. I don't know. It's like if you've got like a city with a lot of history, then that's going to drive up the prices, isn't it? Never been to Perth. All right, I'll have to have a look and see what Perth is like, but I don't know. It just sounds like it would be like a. I don't know if it's whether it's decent or not, but let's not have a nuclear fallout. Oh yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Yeah, Perth is, well, it's on a river as well, so it's like, yeah, it looks really nice actually, Perth. Yeah. Might have to go there someday. It's got some nice, like, old buildings and stuff. But then again, like I said, it could have some really rough bits as well, but the views look really nice and stuff. It's got this, like, kind of, like, bridge over the river, and it's like, yeah. It's got some like, you know, mountain scenery. Well, it's going up towards the Grampians, isn't it? So, yeah, that's kind of like going up to like the highlands and stuff. So, yeah, it looks nice, but it's only nice at certain times of the year, though, isn't it? That's the thing. It can look pretty miserable other times of the year. The hell? Some weird comments in here, isn't there? But yeah, Perth's got some quite nice scenery around it. It's quite quiet by the looks of it as well. Oh yeah, Harrogate's good. Yeah, I've been through it. Never actually properly been to it, but I've been through it. It's got like a lot of like grass verges and kind of like feels a bit posh. Yeah. Yeah. It reminds me there was a place they're called Port Sunlight. We was on a trip once, and it was this like nice villagey thing. It was basically where they had loads of soap or something being made or something like that, if I remember. So there was all these shops selling soap there, from what I remember. But we went to Port Sunlight and Anderton boat lift, so that's not too far from. You're on about Harrogate, yeah. Which one was it? Well, it was from Chester, because you'll probably know where those places are. Anderton boat lift. Is that Northwich or something? Anderton boat lift. Let's have a look. So we'll have to get going in a sec, but if anyone's new here, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, I got male friends in the real world. I don't have a partner though. Why are you asking anyway? If I remember hearing some of that, it's like 1 out of 5 people don't have a close friend or something. I mean, yeah, it's just outside Northwich. It's near Boynton. Boynton. Is what. It's like yeah. Don't know if that's like a village or a small town or something, but yeah. Yeah, it's not too far from like Chester and all that. Well, it's like probably about, I don't know, half an hour away, something like that. Hang on, what's going on with the chat? Chat's gone slow. Anyway. Hello, the pug plug. How you doing? Yeah, there's some really nice areas around Chester, isn't there? Cheshire, I mean. It's got a lot of like history and stuff around there as well. Like Tatton Park's around there, isn't it, somewhere? Isn't it? Tatton Park. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's Knutsford. Yeah. It's got a lot of nice like gardens and stuff around Cheshire. Yeah, people just need to stop spamming. It's not nice, is it? We've also got Delamere Forest around Cheshire as well. It's a lot of nice things. I mean, Yorkshire's nice as well. Even parts of Lancashire where I used to live, there's some nice bits. Like you've got Ribble Valley, and you've got it's just in some of the towns it's rough around Lancashire. It does have some nice scenery though in the countryside. I used to go like hiking and stuff around there. Yeah. Yeah, Pug's alright I think, but it's just the other one, yeah. Anyway, I'll be back later, so I will see you all soon. Bye. Oh, hang on. Yeah, John's. I am going now. I'll see you all later. Alright, bye.